Two ninja machines, I'm sure you recognized it, but two opposite philosophies. And the same question for you, which one makes the better espresso and which one is the right for you? On one side, the Luxe Café Pro, it's a semi-automatic where you make the coffee but you're quite assisted. On the other, the Auto Barista Pro, it's a fully automatic where you just press a button. One costs $200 less, but the cheaper might just be the one that pulls the better espresso. Let's find out why. Hi everyone, I'm Colin and you're on Cafelista, the channel where we talk about coffee, espresso and fully independent machine reviews. No sponsorship on the channel. Before the details, you need to understand one thing, because everything flows from it. The Luxe Café Pro is an assisted semi-automatic. The coffee is ground straight into the portafilter. You temp with the built-in lever or the temper, depending on your machine, and you lock it under the group head. Then you pull the shot, so you take part. The Auto Barista Pro does everything inside: grinding, dosing, temping, extraction. So no portafilter, no handling, you press, you drink. So remember this line because it's important, it's the heart of the video. The Luxe helps you make an espresso and the Auto Barista Pro makes it for you. And that changes quite a lot. Round number one, the coffee in the cup, the quality. This is where the comparison is decided. This is the most important. I measured everything. So let's start with the Auto Barista Pro. One important note first. So the numbers I give here are example. The result varies with the coffee you use and the grind IQ lands. From one bag to the next, you won't get the exact same values. In my measurement, at the tightest settings on the double, I get around 16-17 grams of coffee for about 50 grams in the cup. That's a ratio of 1 to 3. It's okay, but a classic espresso we would aim for 1 to 2. The TDS here to measure the extraction still climbs at 7.2%, so it's good, but it's not the traditional 10 to 12% of a classic espresso. So it runs a little bit long. We'll see, we can adjust that. I also notice sometimes a lack of consistency from one shot to the next. The volume and the flow can vary a little without me changing anything. Nothing dramatic, and the rest is good, but it's worth knowing if you're after absolute repeatability. The Luxe Café Pro takes a different approach. It locks you to a dose usually between 17 to 19 grams in the non-pressurized basket, and you can choose the ratio 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5 or 1 to 3. Then we can also adjust the grind more easily. So we can aim for a classic shot, 18 grams of coffee for 36 in the cup more easily. By default, the Luxe can also tend to run a bit long. Both machines might do that. The difference is that the Luxe you can bring back to a real espresso with a non-pressurized basket and, as I mentioned, those few adjustments. Where the Auto Barista, it's possible, but it's a bit more complicated. For me, in the cup, the Luxe, you get a tighter, more syrupy, more body espresso with a nice golden crema. On the Auto Barista, you get a very good super automatic coffee, rich for its category, probably one of the best, but that sometimes need adjusting. The round number one, for me, the quality of the shot, I would go with the Luxe Pro. It wins, easier to dial in and a bit easier to adjust. Dialing in how to get the best from each machine. A quick useful aside here, because the two are driven differently. On the Luxe, the Barista Assist suggests you a ground, then you can adjust across 25 steps. So you pick the ratio and one of the 3 temperatures. Insider trick here, if it still runs a bit long, you can put a scale under the cup and stop when you want. But you can adjust the grind fairly easily. On the Auto Barista, Grind IQ, the system of the machine, calibrates itself. Yes, you can fine-tune the grind by -1, -2 or +1, +2 in the menu, a menu that isn't great to use. The intensity will changes the dose and the same scale trick also works. You can stop around 36-40 grams for the double. And by the way, since we're talking about ratio and extraction, and if you really want to understand what makes a good espresso beyond whatever machine you own, I put together a free guide. It's all in there, it's simply explained, it's in the description. Round number 2, the milk. Good news, both share pretty much the same system or something close. The dual froth. You have an insulated steam wand on the Auto Barista Pro, and then we have some sort of a motorized whisk 5 froth style from hot milk to cold foam on the Auto Barista Pro, and it works also with the plant milks. It's okay. On the Luxe you get a really nice microfoam with regular milk. You also have the option to go manual, which is pretty good. It's an option I've had really good result with. On the Auto Barista the texture is good. You can use it in manual way, but it's not the same performance as the Luxe Pro. I also find that the milk could be a little bit too hot on the Auto Barista Pro, something you have to pay attention for. A quick pause now. If this comparison is helping you see clearly between the two, a thumbs up really helps me keep doing these independent tests. And you can also subscribe, it's free and it helps me a lot. Thanks again for your support. Round number 3, the versatility and the drinks. The Luxe Café Pro is kind of a 4-in-1. Can make espresso, drip coffee, the rapid cold brew, and we have hot water. One single hopper. The Auto Barista Pro goes further. 13 drinks, a cold espresso, iced latte, and something pretty smart. We have a dual interchangeable hopper. We can use regular bean on one side, decaf on the other, for example. And because the machine uses scale and takes only what it needs, there is no purging and no retention. The Luxe doesn't do that. To switch bean, you will have to purge and you will have to use what you have in the hopper. For me, a quick advantage with the Auto Barista Pro and the versatility and the dual hopper. Round number 4, daily use and maintenance. The Luxe heats up almost instantly. It is pretty quiet and a bit more compact. The trade-off here, it's a little bit more hands-on. The grind, the temp, lock-in, the purge to switch bean. The Auto Barista, on the opposite, it's a beast. Almost 40 pounds, 18 kilos, it's quite deep and not easy to move. The grinder has a high pitched and not super pleasant, around 70 decibels, and the setting menu show up on a tiny 5-character display that is hard to read. So on the day-to-day cleaning, both are pretty much in the same category. Now for the price, the Luxe Café Pro is around $750 in the US. The Auto Barista Pro climbs up to $950. So the more expensive machine, the automatic one, it's also the one that pulls the less concentrated espresso. So that's the whole paradox here. You pay more for convenience, not necessarily for the cup. So who is it for? I think 3 profiles here. Get the Luxe Pro if you want better espresso of the two. If you don't mind a little bit of manipulation, the grinding, a bit of tamping, and if you like having control over the ratio. It's also the cheaper one and it could be a great getaway into a semi-automatic machine. On the other hand, get the Auto Barista Pro if you want zero handling, if you want the widest range of drinks, and if the dual hopper is also important for you. But for that, you will have to pay a little bit more for the convenience, knowing that the espresso won't be as precise as the other one. If you're still on the fence, ask yourself one question: what matters most to you, the cup or the convenience? For the cup, it's the Luxe. For convenience, it's the Auto Barista Pro. Thanks for watching and staying with me. I hope you learned a few things and now you know which one is the best for you, but don't leave yet. I think the video appearing here is exactly the one for you. And as always, I hope you'll have a good week. I'll see you soon on Cafelista. Ciao.